This is Carrie Rhoades with CarrieStamps.com, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I am excited today to be sharing with you a video about some fun products that Fun Stampers Journey carries, splashes and silks. So I'm going to show you today the Blue Lagoon and the Green Olive splashes and the Silver and Cranberry Bliss silks in a couple different ways. We're going to be making this cute card, a fun masculine card, and a couple different ways to use the silks and just have fun with the splashes too and show you how those work. So stay tuned and let's get stamping. All right, let's have some fun with some silks and splashes making this card. So the stamp set that we're using today is called Hit the Road. It is one of the stamp sets that you can get in your Journey Coach starter kit, and I picked it because I just really needed a good set for masculine cards, one that might be good for anybody. So that's why I picked this one, set of 10 stamps, so you've got a lot of versatility there. All right, so we're going to start out making the pieces that we need for the focal part of this card that need the silks and the splashes put on them. So we're going to start with the biggest one, that's the truck, and we're going to use the Blue Lagoon color splash. I like to put down a piece of paper that I don't care about. This paper actually came from just a order that I had gotten, packing paper, so I saved it for this. So first thing you want to do is shake up your splashes. Sometimes the pigment can pool in the bottom, and you want to make sure that it's all combined through there. And now you want to hold this away from your paper, probably a foot or two, and give it a squirt. And you can see there that it's got some varied lighter spots, darker spots, and some clumps of color. Okay, so we'll set that aside. All I did was one squirt. Then we're going to bring in this smaller piece that I'm going to use the green olive on. Again, we'll shake it up to get it ready. And then you want to hold it up a little bit and give it a squirt. Oh, I like that. See how a lot of it's really light and then the dark side? I like that look for this project. All right, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and leave this paper down, is use our Cranberry Bliss silk. You can see a little bit of the shimmer pooled there maybe. We'll shake it up, get it all mixed in there. You want to be able to hear that bead. Circular motion works good. And if you find like it's just sat too long, it needs a bit more, shake it against your hand. All right, so for this look, we're going to apply it direct to the paper. So I want to go ahead and wipe off a lot of that excess. And we're going to kind of do a dry brush method. So I'm getting a lot of the color off at the top, and then I'm just going to, like I said, dry brush it down to the bottom. Okay, quick, easy, and we're done. Okay, so we'll set that aside, let it dry. Oh, get a good look at that first. Okay, dry brush technique. Then we can move our paper out of the way. And we'll bring our 3 pieces back in that we did. And I'm going to tell you, this is already dry. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp it with the truck from our Hit the Road stamp set. We're going to use black licorice ink. My tip about getting nice, good ink coverage would be to pounce it and then let it rest there for a second. You want those wheels to be black, right? So we'll go ahead and stamp that. Sometimes you might have a spot with more dark splatters. You want to try and focus on that spot when you stamp, but you just find the spot you like. Isn't that cool? All right, and then we'll take the green one and we're going to stamp that with our Route 66 sign, also with the black licorice ink. right over the top there, and those were already dry, just that quick as it took me to make all three. Oh, one more. We have our red piece, and up here where I really left it thick, it's still a little bit wet, but this part down here, dry. So we're gonna do our gas pump. It's got some solid parts too, so make sure you get that nice and dark, and I'm gonna stamp it towards the bottom. I want the lighter dry brush marks instead of the darker ones. I really want the details in my gas pump to show through. Okay, and then all you need to do is cut those pieces out, and they're ready to go for your card. So we've got our truck, our gas pump, and our sign. Okay, you guys know how to cut things out. I did cut directly on the line, and I found, if you're not a fan of cutting, that these Details Pro shears are fabulous for cutting those little intricate things, and helped me do a good job. We have one more thing to stamp that's not going to have any silks or splashes on it, and that is our one-way sign. So I'm going to give that a quick inking and stamp it on my whipped cream cardstock, which is the cardstock I used for all my pieces today. And I will go ahead and show you how fabulous these are and cut out my little one-way sign. Since I cut all my other pieces out on the line, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one on the line too. Sometimes I like to leave a white border so it almost looks like it's been die cut. But these ones with the silks and the splashes on the outside, I really wanted to cut off that excess. All right, so we have our one-way sign. I love the look on here, that it's like scratched and vintage. That's just perfect to go with the silks and splashes, and a great look for a masculine card. All right, now I have to show you one of my other favorite things, and that's the True Color Fusion Cleaner with black ink. Spray a dry rag with the cleaner, and then use that to rub the ink off your stamp. Now, I have already used these stamps a ton of times. I use them in a class with my customers, and they use them a ton of times. So this stamp set has had lots of black ink on it, and it just looks fabulous. So I highly recommend the True Color Fusion Stamp Cleaner. Remember, you want to spray it on a rag and not on your stamp, okay? I'll get to the other ones later, and it'll clean it off beautifully. So on my card, I also have a piece that I die cut from the Border Details die set. It's got 5 different pieces that make fun borders to decorate your cards with. And I cut mine from the Cranberry Bliss cardstock. So I'm gonna put this all together by putting some of our adhesive on the back, and then I'm gonna just build this up. Okay, now it's ready, and we're gonna build our card base. I'm adding a piece of Designer Series paper. It's from the Mother Nature Prints pack. Here you can see all the patterns in this pack are done with the Mother Nature colors. And you get 24 sheets. They're all double-sided for $16.95, so it's a lot of paper in one pack and a great price. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to a piece of black licorice stock here. So it's got a border on either side. And then if you've got the excess hanging off there, like I do, trim that. And then this will go right onto the card. And this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, scored at 5.5. And I just want to center this. Now, I'm a little bit particular about making sure things are centered, so sometimes I like to use my grid paper to make sure I've got it where I want it, and press it down when I have it. I feel like it's crooked. All right, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna take this piece now and we're gonna pop it up onto our card. So I'm gonna use some foam adhesive here. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and throw this onto the card. All right, then you see here, we can trim these off. I wanted them long because I knew I was putting it on my card at an angle, and that way the angle is totally lined up with my card. I just had a little piece of the truck hanging off there. I did not want to cut that, so there we go. All right, so now we're gonna put on our finishing touches, and that's another silk we're gonna put on there. So I'm gonna bring my paper back in to protect everything else around me. Put the card down, make sure you shake it up to get all that silver mixed in with the liquid. And this time we're gonna splatter it. So when you pull it out this time, you do not want to rub it off. Just pull it straight out so it's loaded with all that shimmer. And then you're just gonna tap it. And you can put as much or as little as you like on there. I kind of like, I don't know if it's just because these are a new fun thing for me that I kind of like a lot, but however much you like, throw it on there. And then we'll add a little embellishment, and that is a metal button. Look at this cute envelope that the metal buttons come in. I love that. Let's get a big one. And we're gonna tie on some black twine here. Do you know that this twine makes me so happy because you get 68 yards on a roll, and that goes a long way. I used this roll for my class where we made these cards, and I just gave them a bunch of it because we used it on 3 different cards, and then I still have a bunch left. So it's a great deal. All right, so now I'm just gonna take my fingernail and kind of pull on this twine between 2 nails so it kind of separates the fibers a little bit so it doesn't look so crisp and new, right? We've got kind of a vintage, grungy look for our card. So that's kind of what we want to go with the twine on here too. So let's take a couple glue dots here and add this button to our card. I might want one more there. It's kind of a big button. I'm going to throw that on right here, and a little metal accent, and there we have it. Now see if you can see some of the sparkle on there and just the great details that the signs have from that look of the splash on the paper. Super fun. So this is the card I gave my husband for Father's Day, and it just would make a really great card for any masculine occasion. Father's Day, happy birthday, anytime, a thank you card. So I really encourage you, if you need a masculine set, to consider the Hit the Road stamp set. And if you're considering becoming a coach, this is one of the stamp sets you can choose in your kit. So it's a good deal, a good set. All right, if you would like any of the products that I use to make this card, you can find them on my website. That's funstampersjourney.com/Carrie stamps. And if you'd like to see this card and others that I've made with this set, you can find me on my blog at carriestamps.com. Be sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you can see more of my fun creations, and I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Bye-bye.